A very good evening to you and welcome to CoreTV News. I am Nena Nyama. Senate President Bukola Saraki today read out the names of potential ministers from the list received from President Muhammadu Buhari on September 30. Prominent on the list read out at plenary are former governors of Lagos, Rivers and Ekiti states, Babatunde Fashola, Rotimi Amechi and Kayode Fayemi. Others are Audu Ogbe, Chris Ngige, Obonnaya Ono, and spokesman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, Lai Mohammed. The confirmation hearing for the nominees is to begin on October 13.
The partial list of ministerial nominees. 1. Abubakar Malami, SAN. 2. Abdurrahman Bello Dambazao. Aisha Jumai Al-Hassan. Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, Barrister Solomon Dalong, Dr. Senator Chris Mwabeze Ngige, Chibuke Rotimi Amechi, Chief Audu Innocent Ogbe, Mrs. Amina Ibrahim, Dr. Osage Henare, Dr. Emmanuel Ibe Kachuku, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Engineer Suleiman Adamu, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, Dr. Bonana Onu, Honorable Ahmed Musa Ibeto, Ibrahim Usman Jibril, Senator Hadi Sirika, and Senator Udoma Udoma. As I said, the President, end up, it's my hope that this exercise will receive the usual kind of speeches constitution of the 3 members of Senate. Yours sincerely, M. Buhari.
In another development, the Senate has urged security agencies to upgrade their weaponry and technical equipment to ensure a successful war against insurgency. The resolution follows a motion of urgent public importance raised by the senator representing Federal Capital Territory, Philip Aduda, on the recent bomb explosions in Yanyan, Kuje, which claimed at least 18 lives. The Senate also called on relevant security agencies to intensify efforts at harmonizing operations in the affected areas. Teachers in Nigeria on Monday marked the World Teachers Day with a renewed call on state governments to take over the management of primary education in the country. They used the opportunity of the commemorative event in Abuja to advocate an upward review in revenue allocation formula to enable states handle primary education. Teachers insist that local government authorities have totally failed to handle the sector.
Effort to engage in dialogue with teachers, well-resourced, safe, and healthy working environment.
The government at all tiers should strengthen education by making available adequate funds so that Nigeria could at least key into all this envisaged technological development. You see, we are tired of churning out graduates without job. And that was why we said the curriculum of education should be reviewed to the advantage of the students. Like we have said, we have equally called for education summit on annual basis to review education.
And now we should be teaching other nations, helping other nations, because Nigerians have been raised up where they should be helping other nations. We are no more smart nation. But by killing teachers, we are going down backwards. So it's really a pity that teachers are missing, are being killed, are being massacred like animals. So we are begging that the federal government to do something to rescue the life of, but not only teachers, but the children and the nation as a whole.
The Kwara State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Teachers also joined its counterparts to celebrate this year World Teachers' Day. Teachers urged the state government to improve the standard of living for all teachers by making the salaries top priority.
The state chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Musa Abubakar, while speaking at the event marking World Teachers' Day in Kwara State, says the state government must empower teachers, adding that no nation can grow without teachers, in line with the theme of this year's Teachers' Day, empowering teachers, building sustainable society.
The theme of this year's celebration is empowering the teacher for sustainable development. That theme is apt and as contained, once a teacher is empowered, there is assurance that you're going to have a developed society, because no society can grow above the educational level of our people, and teachers are key in the implementation of any educational policy of the state.
Commenting on the challenges faced by teachers, he noted that the state teaching service is understaffed, as there are many schools without the required number of teachers due to large number of teachers going on retirement on a monthly basis. He also listed inadequate funding of the pension payment of teachers by the state government as an impediment that must be addressed by increasing from the current 30 million naira to 100 million naira monthly to cater for the growing number of retirees.
Then too, we have, of course, a lot of challenges too in our schools, and that has to do with the number of teachers. A lot of teachers have retired, a lot of vacuum has been created. Up to now, it has not been filled as a result of the dwelling allocation. So we equally want to call on the government to please facilitate the process of recruiting teachers to fill in the vacuum, so that we'll have a balanced teachers in our schools to take care of the situation in our schools.
The state governor, Fatah Ahmed, represented by the permanent secretary, Ministry of Education, Baba Haruna, says improvement will come as soon as the state allocation improves.
As you can see, this year's theme of the NUT itself, empowering teachers for sustainable development in society. Often, a lot of our teachers that we recruit as NC, we grant in-service training for further studies. A lot of them have first degrees, and even at first degree, don't stop there. Those of them that have flair for further studies have masters and even PhD degrees, even in primary schools. So you can see government's initiative on staff development.
He appealed to teachers to continue with their support for the state government, adding that their demands will be addressed. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
And now to Osho State, teachers from across the 30 local government areas of the state have joined the counterpart to mark this year's UNESCO's World Teachers' Day, with the state governor Rauf Aregbesola challenging them to join government in lifting the standard of education in the states.
At the Government Technical College in Osogbo, the state capital, some elementary, middle and high school teachers from the 30 local governments and one area office celebrate the day with the usual parade. Governor Rauf Aregbesola in his speech acknowledged the contributions of teachers towards nation building, but also challenged them to put in more efforts for effective and improved students' performance. He assured that his administration will not relent in giving education the attention it deserves, while pleading with the teachers to join hands with government in building a better society.
Come to ourselves and agree on a minimum of service we must render, even in spite of those challenges, sacrifices, and denials. Let it interest us to ensure that our pupils and students get the best from us. Let us be proud of that slogan, which I've just shared with you. That is, whoever can read and write must thank the teachers. Let's take pride in that. let it be a duty for us to ensure that every pupil that passes through us is a reformed person. That will be a pride not only to their parents, but a pride to the teachers.
While the teachers appreciate the anti-corruption stance of the federal government, they also want the state government to take a cue from the federal government in appreciating excellence in teaching.
Sir, our Granny, as you are aware, the federal government has instituted an award for the best teacher of Nigeria annually to commemorate Teacher Day celebration. We also appeal to your humble self to domesticate same for teachers in the state, while students and pupils can be awarded for NSC and scientific invention.
October 5 every year is set aside by UNESCO to appreciate teachers for their efforts in promoting education, moral and cultural values. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
Teachers in Taraba State have called on the state government to pay the outstanding salaries. Teachers said this while joining the counterpart to celebrate the 2015 World Teachers Day with the theme Empowering Teachers, Building Sustainable Society. Our correspondent Udua Godwin gives us details from Jalingo.
The World Teachers Day is observed across the world to honor the contribution of the teachers to the society. Just like everywhere, it is celebrated in Nigeria on October 5th every year. Dressed colorfully in different attires, the teachers in Taraba State were a sight to behold at a march past to mark their special day. The chairman of the local chapter of the Nigeria Union of Teachers described the profession as one that is critical to the nation. He emphasized the need for the profession to be valued and called on the state government to implement the outcome of the recent promotion exercise.
The backlog of promotion of primary school teachers since 2007 to date and that of secondary school teachers from 2013 to date is outstanding. There is much delay in the payment of salary of primary school teachers in the state. Shortage of teachers in primary and post-primary school in the state. His Excellency should help in that direction to avert the unforeseen. I call on His Excellency to offset same the little percent of outstanding of the 18,000 naira minimum wage to primary school teachers in the state.
Government officials also commended the teachers for the effort they have so far put in raising educational standard in Nigeria.
My call to teachers is to dedicate themselves to the work they are called to do. Teaching or teacher's profession is a call. It's not an employment for salary. If you're not called, you'll be frustrated along the line.
The teachers also bear their mind on the essence of the day.
I think the problem of education in Nigeria is a non-issue. What the government should do is just to make sure teachers in Nigeria are put first charge in payment of their entitlements, because the rising standard of education in any nation is the rising development of that nation.
Proper, modalities are taken into consideration when it comes to recruitment of teachers. In fact, teachers must be qualified before they are taken into the teaching profession.
If you move around our schools, you discover that the structures in the school are dilapidated, no books, and then the teachers also, they are not in sufficient number. Some of the subjects we are lacking masters there.
The falling standard of education in Nigeria can be blamed. Everybody is involved. The government are involved, the parents are involved, the teachers are involved, even the students themselves are also involved.
The World Teachers Day is set aside by the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization to celebrate and honor teachers across the globe for their contributions to humanity and national development. Udua Godwin, CoreTV News, Jalingo.
Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko has denied allegations that a bailout loan collected from the federal government has been lodged in a fixed account. The governor, while addressing public servants in the state on Monday, said his government would not do anything that would negatively affect the welfare of the state's workers. He pointed out that it would be unreasonable to fix such money, adding that any bank caught in such an act will receive sanctions from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The governor further assured that his administration would always promote the welfare of the workers. We'll take a break now, return with more stories. To stay with us.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, treasure looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute. I said to hell.
On Core Digest.
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has the right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
This is what the people are saying. You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Also, some people will stand for Yoruba land. Will be strong man. You don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Glad to have you back. It's still CoreTV News and this hour. For more than news stories, join us on the social media platforms. Facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter at CoreTV News NG. On our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV News. Students of the Osun State College of Education Ila Arago and the host community have staged a protest, calling on the government to rescind its decision to merge the college with another state-owned college of education in the state. Addressing newsmen and the residents of the community, Secretary of Ila Action Council, Yemi Adeoye, appealed to the government to go back on its decision, which will change the status of the college to primary education and technical education center. The Osun State government, however, described the news as an unfounded rumor. Our correspondent, Rashid has more in his report from Oshogbo.
For some time now, the relationship between the Osun State government and the lecturers of all the state-owned polytechnics and colleges of education has been very frosty. The trouble this time, according to the students of the Osun State College of Education, Ilarogun, who have taken their case to the street, is the alleged merger of the school with another owned by the state government. At the palace of the Orogun Villa, Wahab Oyetunde Bibirewan, the student accused the government of planning to merge the Ilarogun College with Osun State College of Education, Ilesha, thereby reducing the staff strength.
We are still told that government has set up a committee, and the committee has never given the government report. Our stand is that we don't want the state government to merge our school with Ilesha. We don't want the state government to convert our institutions to another school. But what we are expecting is that it should add more to reciprocate our deed during his election, because he led on massively to vote for him.
Spokesperson for the Ila community, Yemi Adeoye, at this town hall meeting says if the college that currently has a population of over 15,000 students and runs 28 academic programs, including 15 other academic degree programs in affiliation with University of Uyo and Ekiti State University programs, is structured to be a primary technical and continuing education center, the economic, financial and social impact on Ilarogun community will be devastating. It says the community wants the state government to jettison the idea, but in a swift reaction, the state government maintains that it's all an unfounded piece of rumor.
If the college is changed to College of Primary Education and Technical Education, as well as Continuing Education Center, its status is relegated with the following attendant problems, which may not be acceptable. The future and career of the affected students will be pegged to primary and technical education levels. eventual reduction in the staff strength because of two above as a matter of necessity.
Yeah, it is true that the government set up a visitation panel to visit the 4 higher institutions owned by the polytechnics and the colleges of education last year, and they have submitted their report. The colleges and the polytechnic belongs to the government, and the fact remains that nobody is merging any school. ILA will remain ILA, IRE will remain IRE, SAOK will remain SAOK, Ilesha will remain Ilesha. But the issue is this: you cannot say that a state that has 2 colleges of education or 2 polytechnics, that the 2 of them will be offering similar courses. We are only looking at the curriculum of each of the institutions, and we are going to reorder the curriculum. We are not merging any school. Whatever Ilesha is offering, ILA should not be offering them, because we want to ensure standard in the educational sector in the state of Osun.
Osun State has 2 state-owned polytechnics in Ire and Esauke, and 2 colleges of education in Ilaragun and Ilesha that award same degrees. And if the words of the state government is anything to go by, then the students and its host community have nothing to fear, as the restructuring exercise is said to be aimed at strengthening the quality of graduates who pass through the institutions for onward competition in the labor market.
"11 bomb victims have been discharged from the National Hospital, where they had been receiving treatment since last weekend's multiple bomb blast. This is out of the 17 that were rushed to the trauma center in the aftermath of the explosions. The remaining survivors, who have been recounting their ordeal, have expressed hope that they will soon be reunited with their families. Pius Samo visited the National Trauma Center and came back with this report.
The effect of last weekend bomb attacks is clear in this hospital. This is where many of the survivors of the multiple explosions are receiving treatment. And for those whose loved ones were affected, it is still like a dream they wish never came to pass. Few days after the bomb blast in the Abuja suburbs of Yanya and Kuje, families and friends are still visiting hospitals, some in search of their loved ones and others to visit the victims. On a normal working day, the National Hospital, Abuja, does not witness a large turnout of people, but the same could not be said on Monday, barely a few days after the multiple bomb explosions. 17 victims were brought to this hospital, and when CoreTV News visited the hospital, only 6 victims were still on admission. Some of them narrated their experiences to CoreTV News.
When it happened, I just saw myself on the ground, and that is all I could remember. And when I opened my eyes, I found myself here. I was standing, and I just discovered I fell down. I tried to stand up. That was when I discovered I was covered with blood. I tried to stand up. That was when I discovered I was covered with blood. And a good Samaritan brought me to the hospital.
For this woman, she says all she has is to thank God for saving her first son, who is a road safety official. He was hit by the blast, which affected his leg. She is sure he will regain the use of his limbs.
It was in the early hours of Saturday. I think that somebody called my son. There was 9 missed calls on his phone, so he was saying, "Who is this person calling me?" So he called the number back, and the person said, "Please, your brother was involved in the blast." He said, "My brother? No, it's not possible." He said, "Yes." So he said, "Please describe your brother." He said, "He's big, he's fat." He said, he's the one. That he took him to the general hospital. So we tried to get to the hospital in that early morning, but there was barricade, police barricade, so we could not get there. In the morning, when we now got there with my husband, they told us that all the victims have been transferred to the National Hospital. In fact, we could not rest. We were just worried. Because when you hear of blast, you know what comes with it. But we said, "Oh, let us see now. Maybe they are just deceiving us. Maybe something else." But when we got here, They said we should go to the trauma center. I was here with my husband and my son and my daughter. So we actually saw him in blood. But when I called him, he responded. So I said, glory be to God. Glory be to God. So
Officials of the National Hospital, however, declined comments on the number of victims who have died or those discharged. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The challenge of youth unemployment in Nigeria is again in the front burner as entrepreneurship advocates have called for an alternative to white-collar jobs. Our correspondent Netsu Ilaveri has details of this report.
With the private sector increasing its contributions to the nation's gross domestic product, small-scale businesses will equip this generation with skills required to take it to the next level. Young Nigerian entrepreneur Tope Adenuga says young people don't need to wait for government to create employment opportunities, but youths should utilize their talents.
The major thing we can do is just to introduce entrepreneurship into our curriculum. That is very, very important for us to do, because everybody can't be coming out to start looking for jobs. There are no jobs out there. So entrepreneurship is one of those tools that can help us curb unemployment in this country. If I am trained, instead of you going to school to do the theories, we can do the practicals. When you do the practicals, when you come out of school, you can start something on your own. That is what entrepreneurship is all about.
As many young people, undergraduates and even graduates are venturing into skills acquisition programs and vocational training to enable them become self-employed. An individual does not need a huge capital to set up a small business.
This business is a good business. I make at least 50K every week and 200,000 naira every month. It's a business that I love so much and I have passion for. So I decided to, bring young, talented, skilled stylists together so we can work as a team. And I also train. I have people that are trained. In short, among us, we have graduates in this business.
Another female entrepreneur who's into bead making talks about how she fends for herself to combat poverty.
I'm a beader and I specialize in bead making. I also make wireworks, and these are designs that we have. This is what we call push. This is push, and this is spiral with beads. And then we have layers. These are layers. Actually, I'm working presently on a ball. I have a smaller ball, and I have the bigger ball. And for this can go for 5,000 naira, and this can go for 5,000 naira also.
I love making it because it's my hobby, and I do make my money on stylist work. That's why I love it. A day, I make 5,000 naira a day.
After senior secondary certificate, I decided to learn hair making, and I love to make good hairstyle for people. And a day at least I make 7,000 naira, and I'm happy because there is money in this kind of business.
I specialize in making nails. I've always had passion for it, so I make ladies' nails. I make 15,000 to 20,000 a day.
It's expected the government at all levels will provide enabling environment for youth entrepreneurs to thrive in the country in order to boost the economy.
We'll take a break now, return with more stories and foreign news. Just stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back. In business, President Muhammadu Buhari says the administration would enact new policies to diversify Nigeria's economy from the oil to other sectors such as agriculture, mining and manufacturing. President Buhari disclosed this during a meeting with a delegation of French investors under the aegis of Movement of the Enterprises of France, led by its president, Mr. Pierre Gattaz. He pointed out that the diversification will be captured in the 2016 national budget. President Buhari further noted that the policies currently being evolved by his administration would boost domestic manufacturing and attract greater investment to Nigeria's agricultural and mining sectors. And now to the foreign scene. Boko Haram Islamists attacked Chadian on Tuesday, killing 11 and injuring 13 persons in a raid near Lake Chad, a Chadian security source revealed. The source said 17 Boko Haram fighters also died in the fighting following the pre-dawn strike. Chad has joined a regional military alliance alongside Cameroon and Nigeria to fight insurgency since 2009, marked by mass abductions, village massacres and seaside bombings by women and teenagers. At least 17,000 people have been killed and more than 2.5 million made homeless since the Boko Haram insurgency began in 2009. NATO has condemned Russia's invasion into Turkish airspace, describing it as an extreme danger. The alliance summoned the ambassadors of its 28 member states on Monday for an emergency meeting to respond to what Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg called an unacceptable violation of Turkish airspace. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry also said that his country is concerned about the incursion over the weekend. And finally, attacks on several targets in the Yemeni port city of Aden have killed 15 soldiers from the Arab coalition and its allies in Yemen. A government spokesman and residents said explosions hit a hotel housing Yemeni officials and a Gulf military base today. The officials said all government ministers and the Prime Minister are safe and unhurt, adding that the cabinet will imminently hold an emergency meeting on the attack. An official news agency said 4 of the dead persons were Emiratis and 1 was a Saudi citizen. Members of the Gulf coalition have been providing security at the luxury Al-Qasar Hotel, and Yemeni government officials present there makes it a highly symbolic target for the rebels. And that's it on CoreTV News in this hour. Thank you so very much for watching. I am Nena Nyama. Good evening.